All right, so a thought that I've had several times has come back about crystals. So I asked ChatGPT to look up resources. So I'm going to look for this Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. So let's see. Crystal Bible, Judy Hall, .pdf. This one here. Let's exit out of that. So the Crystal Bible, Definitive Guide to Crystals. There we go. Oh, there we go. But the reason why is because part of it is a lot of the gender stuff that's been going around. I had this idea that gender can actually be described something a little bit more general than, because it seems like from what I've seen, it's been based around either sexual preference or like personal identity, how a person feels about themselves using words, essentially. But I was thinking, well, what's another idea of gender and orientation? And one thing that I learned in college and chemistry and all of that is that the orientation of matter is not static. It's not moving. It's all moving. It's all vibrating. Even objects that look like they're not moving. If you look inside and you were able to zoom in, you would see that all the atoms are moving around. That there's holes present, and other atoms will come and occupy it. Electricity can flow through, as described by the photoelectric effect, is when you shine light on a piece of metal. So it just got me interested because I worked with some crystal ideas in the inorganic chemistry lab, and the idea of recrystallization, something you do in organic chemistry, biochemistry, you do it in all sorts of stuff. And we have like liquid crystals, solid crystals, maybe even plasma crystals at some point, if that's the thing, if that's not a thing yet. But every state of matter is some sort of orientation of that matter, and it doesn't mean it's not moving. It's all moving relative to something. Whether it's itself or it's you or it's just whatever. Everything has their own vibration. Everything has internal rotational energy. And then, we can rotate. You got external rotation. You got all that stuff. You got translational energies and all that stuff. So, but another thing that got me thinking about crystals was when I learned how watches worked. That the original watches used a little piece of quartz and a spring, and the spring with an electric current applied to that whole system will cause a tick, or like the ticking thing to happen. And so, that means, and then I think the idea is piezoelectricity, where you compress a substance and it changes its electric potential or something. And so with quartz and crystals and stuff like that, it makes sense that would happen because those crystals are so well ordered that even a slight disturbance can cause a change in the orientation of everything or the gender of that crystal. So you have a crystal that's not having pressure exerted on it, and then a crystal with pressure exerted on it. Like, that's essentially, in a way, using some of the modern terminology, that's like a way of describing two different genders for the same substance. So the orientation of it is different. And you can prove this with a lot of chemistry experiments where they use X-ray crystallography. Because and one of the methods of X-ray crystallography, it essentially you essentially freeze the substance and create a crystal out of it, and then you pass the X-ray through it, and then you take some pictures, and it'll show different vibrational states still, even as a solid, even as it's frozen. So that's just so interesting. So that's why I wanted to read more about crystals, but from a more broad sense, because from a chemistry sense, it's very limited. Um, but I know that crystals have been used, ceremonially and for all sorts of reasons for thousands of years. Um, and I mean, today, crystals, jewels are still valued really high, but it's only used as it's all. It seems like all those really cool things uh, have been just like simplified down into just material objects that we just have on us. So, but I mean, maybe other people have been. Um, maybe I'm just in the dark about all this stuff, but I just want to know more about it. So here's the Crystal Bible, a definitive guide to crystals by Judy Hall. When was this written? 2003. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, contents: crystal reference, crystal delights, crystal backgrounds, crystal formation, crystal decoration, crystal healing, crystal selection, crystal care, crystal meditation, crystal directory, crystal shapes, quick reference, glossary, index, useful information. So, crystal reference: abundance, acroate, activator in time, agate, alexandrite, almandine, amazonite, amber, amethyst, ametrine, andalusite, uh, androdite, angelite, angel hair, anhydrite, apache tear, apatite, aperture, apophyllite, aqua aura, aquamarine, aragonite. Hold on one second. I'm going to throw this in the freezer. I got another half thing of coffee that I didn't finish yesterday, so I'm just going to toss this in the fridge. That way it's nice and sweet. Okay. All right, let's see. Aqua aura, aquamarine, aragonite, atacamite, aventurine, azeztulene, azurite with malachite. Hold on, what's that? Turn the heater off. It's been really cold these last few days. It's weird. There we go. Switch this to that one. Ball, barnacle, basamite, beryl, bixbite. Oops. Bloodstone, blue lace agate, blue pectolite, bogie stone, brecciated jasper, bridge, Buddha, cairngorm, calcite, cat's eye, carnelian, cathedral, celestite, cerussite, chalcedony, channeling, uh, charoite, chlorite phantom, chiasolite, chrysoberyl, chrysolite, chrysanthemum stone, chrysocolla, chrysopal, chrysoprase, cinnabar, citrine, cluster, companion, crossstone, cymophane, danburite, dendritic agate, desert rose, diamond, diamond window, dioptase, bisthine, dolphin stone, dravid, double terminated, dragon's blood, egg, L-Beatty, celestial, emeralds, and hydro, etched, fire agate, fire opal, fishtail selenite, fluorite, fool's gold, fucksite, galena, garnet, gateway, generator, geode, goddess, grossolarite, grossolarite, harlequin quartz, hawk's eye, heliotrope, hematite, Herkimer diamond, hessonite, hiddenite, howlite, hyalite, Iceland spar, idocrase, imperial topaz, uh, indicolite, infinite stone, iolite, iron pyrite, isis, jade, jadeite, jasper, jet, key, kunzite, kyanite, labradorite, lapis lazuli, larimar, layered, lepidolite, life path crystal, lithium quartz, lodestone, levolite, magnesite, magnetite, mangano, calcite, manifestation, malachite, malachite with chrysocolla, mahogany obsidian, melanite, merlinite, mica, milk quartz, moldavite, mucaite, moonstone, morganite, moss agate, muscovite, natural rainbow quartz, nebula stone, nephrite, obsidian, occlusion, olivine, oconite, onyx, opal, opal aura, orbicular jasper, phantom quartz, peridot, petalite, phenacite, picture jasper, pietrocite, pineapple amethyst, preonite, pyramid, pyrolusite, pyrope, quartzite, rainbow obsidian, rainbow quartz, rainbow aura. Ow. Sorry. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rainbow aura, record keeper, rhodochrosite, rhodolite, rhodonite, rhomboid calcite, rhyolite, rose quartz, rose aura, royal plume jasper, rubellite, ruby, ruby aura, rutilated quartz, sapphire, sardonyx, satin spar, scepter, scoral, seer stone, self-healed, selenite, seraphina, seraphinite, serpentine, sheet quartz, spessartite, shattuckite, Siberian blue quartz, smithsonite, smoky Herkimer, smoky quartz, obsidian or snowflake obsidian, snow quartz, sodalite, soulmate twin, spectralite, spinel, spiral quartz, square, storolite, stilobite, sugarlite, sulfur, sunshine aura, sunstone, tabular, tangerine quartz, tanzanite, tektite, tempest stone, thulite, Tibetan quartz, Tibetan turquoise, tiger's eye, tiger's iron, titanium quartz, topaz, tourmaline, tourmalinated quartz, tourmalinated lepidolite, transmitter, tree agate, turquoise TV stone, ulexite, unakite, uvavorite, vanadinite, variskite, verdolite, vogel, wands, watermelon tourmaline, wolfenite, zeolite, zinsite, zoisite. Crystal delights. Everyone is attracted to gemstones. Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires are prized the world over. These are indeed precious stones. They uplift the heart. Their brightness is what most people think of when they hear the word crystal. Equally prized are the semi-precious stones such as the carnelian, garnet, rock crystal, and lapis lazuli. They have been used for ornamentation and a symbol of power for thousands of years, but such crystals were valued for more than their beauty. They each had a sacred meaning in ancient cultures. Their healing properties were as important as their ability to adorn. Oops. Crystals still have the same properties today, but not all are as flamboyant as gemstones. There are quieter, less outwardly attractive crystals that are nonetheless extremely powerful. Gemstones themselves can easily be overlooked when in their natural, uncut state, but their attributes remain the same, and an uncut sapphire, for instance, which costs a fraction of the price of a faceted stone, is as effective as the most scintillating cut gem. Most people are familiar with the crystals that have been around for years, such as amethyst, malachite, and obsidian, but nowadays, new crystals such as larimar, petalite, and phenacite are finding their way into stores. These are stones for the New Age. They have made themselves known to facilitate the evolution of the earth and all those upon it. These crystals have an extremely high vibration that raises consciousness and opens the higher chakras to communicate with other dimensions. Knowing how to use these crystals is vital if you are to make use of the gifts they offer. The book has been divided into sections that will help you find your way around the Crystal Kingdom, containing everything you could ever need to know. These sections tell you about the delights of crystals, their healing use, and decorative features, how they were formed, and how to take care of them. There is a crystal reference at the front so that you know, or so that you can look up a particular crystal by the name by which you know it, and then find its properties in an extensive directory section, which also enables you to identify crystals. The comprehensive index at the back is cross-referenced to symptoms and attributes. You can use this to find a crystal for a specific task or for your particular purpose. The glossary on pages 378 to 383 defines terms that you may not be familiar with. Crystals come in numerous shapes, and many of these have now been given names that signify their function, such as channeling or abundance crystals. If you want to identify a particular facet, shape, or to know what a certain type of crystal looks like, browse through crystal shapes. This section is followed by quick reference pages that give you useful information, such as the body and zodiac crystal correspondence. It says gem remedies, healing layouts, and a love ritual. Hold on one sec. Let's go look at the glossary. All right. The Akashic Record. In esoteric thought, a storehouse that can exist beyond time and space that contains information on all that has occurred and all that will occur in the universe. Ancestral line. The means by which family patterns and beliefs are inherited from previous generations. Angelic realm. The energetic level where angels are said to live. Ascended masters. Highly evolved spiritual beings who may or may not previously have been incarnated, who guide the spiritual evolution of the earth. People on earth who seek to raise their spiritual and physical vibrations are embarking on the ascension process. Astral travel. The soul is able to leave the physical body behind and travel to distant locations, also known as out-of-body experience or soul journeying. Attached entities. Spirit forms can become attached to the aura of a living person. Audible oracle. An oracle that conveys its prophecies through sounds such as cracking. Aura. The subtle biomagnetic sheath that surrounds the physical body, providing a protective zone that extends for about 18 inches to 3 feet from the body and contains information about a person's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual state of being. This traditional name for the human energy field comes from the Greek avra, meaning breeze. The intuitive eye can see disease in the aura. See also etheric body. Automatic writing. A type of writing that occurs when a loosely held pen moves across the page of its own accord, or when the person holding the pen is impelled to write by thoughts passing through the mind into the pen. Biomagnetic field sheath. The energy field that surrounds all living things. Between lives state. An esoteric thought, the state into which the soul moves out of a physical incarnation, i.e. has died on earth. The soul exists in this state in a subtle energy body, which carries the imprint of what happened to it in former lives. Here the soul formulates its plan for the next life. The between lives state can also be accessed by the soul during a physical incarnation. While in this state, it is possible to heal the past and to access the purpose and plan for the present life. Blissed out. Describes a sensation of heightened awareness in which the subject is excessively joyful, ungrounded, and lightheaded, unable to function properly in the physical everyday world. I've had that before. Blown chakra. A chakra that has been damaged by drugs, unwise psychic practices, or meditating for too long a period of time. The chakra remains open and cannot perform its functions of energy filtration and meditation. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if that's why I feel so off sometimes. So I've been wanting to quit smoking the weed for a while. To want to get my CDL, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but because yeah, it would just be nice to not have to think about that anymore. I just want to not have to be dependent on anything. So, that's so frustrating. Um, let's get some water in me. Maybe that's a sign that I need to quit. Let's actually. I'm just gonna look this up. Can marijuana affect the chakras? Oops. Oops. Okay. Celestial doorway. The means of access to the higher spiritual realms. See also celestial realm. Celestial realm. In New Age thinking, the abode of the higher beings. Chakra. A spinning vortex of subtle energy. The term comes from the Sanskrit word for chakram, which means wheel, because these centers appear to clairvoyants and yogis as whirling discs of light. The system of subtle energy channels and centers is the basis for the meridians and energy points used in acupuncture, yoga practice, and energy healing. There are 8 main chakras located in a line aligned with the spine. These centers connect with the energy of the physical body with that of the subtle body. The 8 chakras are located in the crown of the head, the center of the forehead, third eye, the throat, the solar plexus, the base of the spine, the genitals, and beneath the feet, earth. When the chakras are functioning properly, the body's physical and subtle energies are in balance and harmony. Malfunctions can lead to physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual disturbances. Many energy workers believe that the chakras can be healed by the interaction between the vibrations of crystals and the energies of the body's biomagnetic or subtle energy fields. One sec. All right, let's get back to this. Let's go to 364, 365. Crystals and the chakras. Oh, let's do this one first. Crystals in the zodiac. Birthstones ground and amplify celestial energies. Each of the 12 signs of the zodiac has traditional crystal affinities. Some arise from a month of birth, others from the planets connected to a sign. As new crystals are found, they are assigned to a sign. Use the chart below. Aries. Ruby, diamond, amethyst, aquamarine, aventurine, so there's a bunch of other things. Let's see. I am Sagittarius. Topaz, turquoise, amethyst, azurite, blue lace agate, chalcedony, charoite, dark blue spinel, dioptase, garnet, gold sheen obsidian, labradorite, lapis lazuli, malachite, snowflake obsidian, pink tourmaline. Okay. Crystals on the chakra. Oh, it's just telling me what crystals go where. Oh, here's the chakras though. Yeah, it's funny. My sacral chakra, that area, that's where I think my belly button is. My belly button sticks out because of the hernia. So it's interesting. 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 Okay. Let's go back to. Okay. Channeling. The process whereby information is passed from a discarnate being, souls not in physical incarnation, via the voice and mind of an incarnate being. Christ consciousness. In Christian thought, a belief in in our own divinity, similar to that manifested by Christ, that links us with all life forms of the universe. In esoteric thought, the highest awareness of the and manifestation of divine energy. See also cosmic consciousness. Chronic fatigue syndrome, a debilitating virus-associated disorder characterized by extreme fatigue, muscular pain, lack of concentration, memory loss, and depression, for which there is no known conventional medical cure at present. Actually, that's, I think, what I had with my kidney failure. I couldn't walk. I couldn't lift anything. I could barely move my body, and I was so depressed, and I was just in so much pain all the time. My legs were always hurting. My arms were always hurting. Um, I wasn't able to concentrate on anything except for YouTube videos that were funny and politics and things that would just get my emotions going. Um, Man, that's crazy. Clairaudience. Clear psychic hearing, the ability to hear things that are audible to the physical sense of hearing. Clairsentience. Clear psychic feeling, the ability to feel things that are physically intangible. Clairvoyance. Clear psychic vision, the ability to see things that are not visible in the physical world. Cosmic consciousness, a very high state of awareness in which the subject is part of non-physical divine energies. The Devic Kingdom, the home of the Devis, or nature spirits, believed in esoteric thinking to inhabit or rule over natural objects such as trees, rivers, or mountains. Though Devas are generally invisible, people with clairvoyance can sometimes see or communicate with them or gain intuitive access to the Devic Kingdom, the energetic level at which these spirits exist. Disease, the state that results from physical imbalances, blocked feelings, suppressed emotions, and negative thinking. Dyspraxia, a condition characterized by clumsiness, lack of coordination, and the inability to distinguish left from right, often occurs in combination with dyslexia. Earth chakra, a chakra located between and slightly below the feet, which holds the soul into incarnation and links the physical body to the earth. Earth healing, the attempt to rectify the distortion of Earth's energies caused by pollution and the destruction of its resources. Oops. Ah. Electromagnetic smog, a subtle but detectable electromagnetic field that can have adverse effect on sensitive people. The smog is given off by electrical power lines and items such as computers, cell phones, and televisions. Energy implant. Thoughts or negative emotions that are implanted in the subtle bodies from an external alien source. Esoteric thought. Non-scientific, non-material thought based on a belief in the existence of metaphysics rather than any one school of thought. Etheric blueprint. The subtle program from which a physical body is constructed. It carries imprints of past life disease or an injury from which present life illness or disability can result. The etheric body. The subtle biomagnetic sheath surrounding the body, also known as the aura. Fault line. An inner flaw or break in a crystal that refracts light and appears to divide the crystal into sections. Geopathic stress. Stress that is created by subtle emanations and energy disturbances from underground water, power lines, and negative earth energy lines. Geopathic stress runs through the earth and can affect or pollute people and buildings. It contributes to disease of all kinds. See also ley lines. Gridding. The placing of crystals around a building, person, or room for protection or enhancement of energies. Grounding. Creating a sound connection between oneself and the planet Earth that allows excess and out of balance energies to flow from the body. Grounding cord. A vibratory energetic cord that hooks into the earth and holds the etheric bodies and the soul in incarnation. Healing crisis. A positive sign that symptoms will soon disappear, marked by a brief intensifying of those same symptoms. Oh, okay. Homeopathy. A system of healing first practiced by the Greek physician Hippocrates that stimulates the body's healing power by introducing minute, diluted amounts of a substance that can cause symptoms of a particular illness or disease. German doctor Samuel Hahnemann was the modern founder of homeopathy. Hypnotic commands. Unconscious programs instilled by an external source that can run a person, causing them to act in automatic mode. Inner child. The part of the personality that remains childlike and innocent, or that can be a repository of abuse and trauma, and may therefore need healing. Inner levels. The levels of being that encompass intuition, psychic awareness, emotions, feelings, and subtle energies. See also outer levels and subtle bodies. Karmic. Arising from or appertaining to a past incarnation, debts, beliefs, and emotions such as guilt can be carried over into the present life. Karmic seeds. The residue of past life trauma, attitude, or illness that lodges in the etheric body and has the potential to develop into disease or illness in the present life. Kirlian camera. A Russian invention that takes photographs of the biomagnetic sheath of aura surrounding the body. This method of photography was discovered in 1939. Kundalini, an inner spiritual and sexual energy that resides at the base of the spine but can be stimulated to rise the crown chakra. Lemuria, an esoteric thought in ancient civilization believed to predate Atlantis. Ley lines, subtle energy lines, straight or spiral, that connect ancient sites to prominent points in the landscape. Light body, a subtle energy body vibrating at a very high frequency. It is the vehicle for the soul and higher consciousness. Light library, an energetic repository of healing and knowledge. Matrix, the bedrock on which crystals are laid down in their natural state. Mental influences, the sometimes powerful effect other people's thoughts and opinions can have on some minds. Meridian, in Chinese medicine, a subtle energy channel that runs close to the surface of the skin and contains the acupressure points. Miasm, the subtle imprint of an infectious disease from the past, such as TB or syphilis, that has been passed down through a family or place. The term was coined by Samuel Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy. See also homeopathy. Negative emotional programming. Oughts and shoulds, along with guilt, that are instilled in childhood or in past lives and remain in the subconscious mind to influence present behavior. They sabotage efforts to evolve unless released or reprogrammed. Occlusion, a mineral deposit within a crystal, which usually shows up as cloudy patches, spots, or ghost-like image, depending on the color of the material. See Tibetan quartz. Outer levels, the levels of being that are physically and environmentally orientated. See the inner levels. Oversoul, The part of a soul group that resonates at a higher frequency and directs the spiritual progress of the group. See also soul group. Pranic energy, the energy that permeates everything. Uh, it is particularly useful in healing work as it revitalizes and re-energizes, from the Sanskrit word prana, meaning breath. Pleochroic. Dang it. In a crystal, appearing to have two or more different colors or shades of color depending on the angle from which it is viewed. Pre-birth state, a dimension inhabited by human beings before birth. See also between life state. Psychic attack, the direction of malevolent thoughts or feelings toward another person, whether consciously or unconsciously, that can create illness or disruption in that person's life. Psychic vampirism, a person's ability to draw or feed off the energy of others. Psychic gifts, ability such as clairvoyance, telepathy, and healing. Chi, or ki, the life force that energizes the physical and subtle bodies, Chinese pronounced qi. Radionics, a method of diagnosis and treatment at a distance, using specially designed instruments based on the premise that all disease is a distortion of the electromagnetic field surrounding the body. The method originated in the research at the 19th century U.S. physician Dr. Albert Abrams. Reframing, returning to see a past event in a different light so that the situation it is creating in the present life can be healed. Hold on a sec. Okay. Ouch. Reframing, returning to a past event in a different light so that the situation it is creating in the present life can be healed. The Reiki, a natural hands-on healing technique that feels like a flow of a high frequency of energy transmitted to the patient through the hands of the practitioner. The word Reiki comes from Rei, meaning a supernatural force or spiritual intelligence, and Ki, or Chi, meaning life energy. The technique was first used in Japan in 1922 by Mikao Usui. Scrying, discerning images in a crystal that reveal the future or the secrets of the past or present. Sick building syndrome. Ah. Ugh. The set of symptoms, including headaches, dizziness, nausea, chest problems, and general fatigue, associated with buildings with actual air pollution or inadequate ventilation or negative environmental energies. Smudging, a method of purification used by Native Americans for the preparation of oneself and one's sacred place for spiritual practice. The process involves wafting about the smoke of slow-burning herbs. Soul group, a cluster of souls who are in incarnation. Soul links, the connections between the members of a soul group. Soul retrieval, trauma, shock, or abuse can cause a part of the soul energy to leave and remain stuck. A soul retrieval practitioner or shaman retrieves the soul, bringing it back to the physical body or temporarily to a crystal. Spirit guides, discarnate souls who work from the between lives state to provide assistance to those on Earth. Star children, evolved beings from other planetary systems who have incarnated on the Earth to help its spiritual evolution. Stargate, the access point through which extraterrestrial contact can be made. Subtle bodies, the layers of the biomagnetic sheath that relate to the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels of being. Subtle energy fields, the invisible but detectable energy field that surrounds all living beings. Third eye, the chakra located between and slightly above the eyebrows, also known as the brow chakra. It is a site of inner vision and intuition. Thought forms, forms created by strong positive or negative thought that can exist on the etheric or spiritual level that can affect the person's mental functioning. Triple burner meridian, One of the body meridians used in the traditional Chinese medicine. Tumbled. The term used to refer to stones that have been polished in a large drum with grit, resulting in a smooth and often shiny stone. Vision quest. A Native American shamanic practice involving isolation in a wild natural environment in order to communicate with nature and confront fears. It should not be undertaken without proper guidance. All right. Call that good for now. I'm going to go ahead and start reading that book.